Greetings, badasses. Oh, just like that. Back in the real world. Oh. And, wow. All right, so I'll be posting videos. You'll be seeing them, actually probably before this. So I'll post this one later. Welcome back. If you were not here or just joining me, I am home from a vacation, and I need to vacuum in here. You know how you go on vacation, and you come home, and there's just everything to do. Our offspring did an amazing job taking care of the place. So thank you, offspring. My father, I think, didn't even necessarily realize we were gone. We didn't talk about that with the kids because we got in late and not late, but, evening late. And it's a drive from the airport. So they booked out and left a bunch of stuff. So I think we'll probably have a debrief about how it all went. For just a minute, excuse me, I thought my dad hadn't even really realized that we were gone. And then I brought him I got 2 mugs. I bought one for myself, but he liked it so much that I was like, and I got you this one too. We had a hard time finding things at first that were made in Scotland, because a lot of their tchotchkes, and you all probably have understand this if you're traveling, a lot of their tchotchkes, like our tchotchkes, are made in China or Nepal or some other country. I made the mistake of, well, it wasn't a mistake. They're very, very cute. I bought these hand knit socks, baby socks for the Poggle. And anyway, I was all excited because I got them from this cute little shop in Ullapool, I think we were. Ullapool, look it up. You should go there. It was amazing. And I was excitedly showing him to the beard, and he said, turn that around. And they were made in the United States. So that was hilarious. So I ended up ordering another pair because they're so cute. It's called A Pair and One to Spare. That's what they're I can't remember the name of the company, but it was very cute. Because if you have raised an infant, a child from infancy, you will know that invariably they lose a sock in the grocery store. It just happens. If you've been in the grocery store, you've seen that sock. Anyway, so I bought some socks for the Poggle. Let's see. But I bought my father a very cute, very pretty, I will say, beautifully handmade mug. We found a pottery. We were looking at all the pottery places, Jennifer C. and I. And we found this a beautiful pottery place on the Isle of Skye called Edinburgh. Edinburgh Pottery. Shout out to Josie, who was working that day in the pouring rain. She wasn't sitting in the pouring rain. It was pouring rain. Anyway, I found this beautiful coffee mug that had, I believe, mackerel on them. It was some sort of fish. There's a lot of fish in Scotland. There's haddock and salmon and mackerel and something else. Anyway, and she said, "Oh, is your father a fisherman? Does he fish?" And I said, "Oh, no, but he's going to look at this mug and say, wow, that is such a pretty mug. It's kind of a wash in blue, and then the fish are kind of a wash in different colors." And then the beard said, he's not even going to care. Like, he doesn't even know, right? He's not even going to realize that that's a mug you got him from Scotland. And I said, is what I said, And I said to the gal, she was confused. And I said, well, my father has dementia. And I said, but what he's going to do is he's going to look at this mug and say, oh my gosh, isn't that the prettiest thing? And then I bought one of her mugs because she was there. And it's called Sigur Colum. I don't know. There's a mountain range on the Isle of Skye, and that's her signature. She does everything that she makes either has it hand painted, the outline of this. I think they're called the Black Hills, the one I bought, she did it kind of as an experiment with her hands, and she carved it in and then glazed it, and they're beautiful. And so I bought that also because I wanted to buy something she made because she was there. And he said the same thing. I said, and I got this one. So we had that conversation. About 5 minutes later, he went to get that mug. And he said, because I put it right by his coffee pot. And he said, is this my mug? Is this new? And I said, yes, I got it for you from Scotland. I bought it, and I got to tell him the story all over again. And he said, well, that is the prettiest thing. Just look at how pretty that is. So that's to you, Beard. And then I'm going to tell that story again to my dementia support group, because here's what's important. If you're caring or in the life of someone who is living with dementia, they're there. They're there. And then that mug, those 2 mugs turned into an entire conversation about our trip. And then he wanted to know, then he started asking all the questions. And then he said for a minute, so who was here? And I said, well, Mel and Lily were here the first week. And that's right. And Q and D were here the second week. And he said, well, they must have taken care of me because I haven't starved. So, and he said, the most important thing is that you enjoyed yourself. So, because I wasn't worried. I kind of put my worry on a hook before we got on that plane as we were driving to the airport. And then there was a glitch sort of a couple days in that I had to pay attention to. And then I didn't ask. I made a conscientious effort to, he's cared for, he's safe. The offspring are going to do a real good job. I'm not going to worry about it because I really wanted to enjoy my vacation. We haven't had a vacation since before pandemic, and we really haven't had a true like going to a totally new place vacation. I don't think ever since we got married 22 years ago. So, or I don't know when we got married, a while ago, but so that was a joy to come back and but still you have to do laundry, and there's vacuuming, and there's grocery shopping and menu planning. And the Beard said, this is a reminder for you all. I was Sunday evening, we had a beautiful dinner for our anniversary at a restaurant in Edinburgh called Little Capo. Thank you, Little Capo. Shout out. I'll put your contact stuff in the comments. I'm leaving you a review today. And we had walked home back to the hotel, on the hotel, but that's a different story. And we were just relaxing and we'd gotten ourselves all organized for our flight Monday morning. And I was doing the menu. And he said, what are you doing? And I said, I'm making a menu for the week. And he said, why are you doing that? We're on vacation. Why are you thinking about this? And I said, because this is my job. I have to think about this, right? We fly in, we land on Monday evening. We'll be home at bedtime, right? There's going to be laundry. We're going to unpack. There's going to be stuff. We're going to deal with the puppies who were just thrilled to see us, all the things. And I have to hit the ground running on Tuesday because we don't have groceries, right? The kids, I didn't ask the kids to grocery shop for us. And I said, this is my job. This is what I have to do. So, and of course, that's what had to happen, right? I said, you're not going to do it. You're going back to work. And we have to eat. So, for all of those people who are working in the home or taking care of the home as the primary domestic operator, I will say, I see you. And the greatest thing, one of the greatest things, a very pleasant thing was Dee says, I told Quincy, damn, your mom does a lot on the daily. And I said, then the beard walked in and I said, what was that, Daisy? I didn't quite hear you. And she said, I said, looking at her, at the beard, you really do fucking a lot in the morning. It does take 2 hours. Your morning does take 2 hours. And I said, yes, I know. Thank you for acknowledging that. So, if you feel like you're doing a lot of work, you are. You are. Don't let anybody tell you you're not, and don't you feel like you're not getting work done. So, my name is Julia. This is the fucking yoga company, Yoga for the Rest of Us. That was my spiel. For those of you who want to fast forward, this is where we start to do yoga. This is a relaxation flow designed to chill you the fuck out. So, we're going to start in comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. There's a mark. Is that dirt? What is on my pant leg? Staff pose, if this works for you. Legs extended. I've got my tushy on the very edge of a blanket, my sit bones. If you tuck underneath your glutes, you'll find the ischial tuberosities of your pelvic cradle. And that part's on the blanket. Legs extended. If you need a little support from behind the knee, add a blanket, add a pillow. Do the thing to make yourself comfortable. Or you can go one leg out, one leg in. This is modified Z-sit, and you control the strength of this stretch by adjusting the angle of your leg. So you can move your leg closer to your foot, or you can extend it to get a little bit more stretch in the adductor and maybe a little in the hamstring. You might be feeling your hip here. You might be feeling those hip flexors. Your knee might be a little high. Grab a pillow, grab a bolster, grab a blanket, and throw it underneath your leg so that you can relax that leg into the mat. Or you can join me in pleasant seated pose, which is not crisscross applesauce, nor is it fucking lotus. It is legs in parallel. And my feet are on the mat. Again, if your knees are real high in this position, grab a couple of pillows, toss them under there, support those legs. We live in Colorado. It was 35 degrees this morning. So it's autumn and we're creeping towards winter. Anyway, so it's a little chilly in here. My feet are cold, but I'm starting to warm up. So be comfortable in your space. And we're going to pull our attention and awareness from the external to the internal and take a scan of the body, checking in state and quality of the physical form. Let me tell you how much I missed my bed. Listen, Scotland was amazing. I would highly recommend that you go. We had a terrific trip. But Scotland, your beds are terrible. Just putting that out there. And I've never been so happy as to get in my bed and realize how fucking comfortable it is. So what a blessing to have a very comfortable bed in my life. Pulling that attention. No, so noticing that was a where are you feeling your body? And I'm feeling my body all over. Because Scotland, your beds are terrible. Moving that attention and awareness into the state and quality of your thinking. Check in. How you feeling? What's going on in your brain? What is hanging on from the previous few days? What is trying to push into your awareness in the upcoming days? We want to slide all of those things off to the side and create a nice, clear, open field of practice for our time here on the mat. Each time something creeps into that space while we're moving, just shush it off to the side, right? And then moving that silence of thought into the attention of your breath. So traditionally in yoga, we breathe into and out of our nose. You might be struggling with that for a variety of reasons. I am struggling with that because we just came from a country whose humidity was 98, not below 98% the whole time we were there. And now we're back in the 10% humidity range. So my sinuses are just having a shock. My sinuses have jet lag. And we're going to invite that breath to get a little bit longer and a little bit deeper. I'd like you to match the length of inhale to the length of exhale and just hold that rhythm of breath. It doesn't have to be the strongest breath you've got. If you want to practice that slight valving at the back of your throat, the ujjayi, you can do that. And we're going to hold that balance of breath throughout the practice. Each time you feel like you've lost it, just come back to the breath. Wherever you are at in that length and bounce of breath, let's exhale all the air out of the lungs, reaching down toward the mat. Let's sweep the arms up toward the ceiling and letting that go. Let's go ahead and take lateral extension. Nice big reach out. So think about the arms as the T. Drop the shoulders and then slightly, right, rotate over as you reach those fingertips away and down from the hip. Is that the correct? I don't know. Right? Inhaling up. And the same thing. Find your T first and then reach on out and over. Oh, there's my left hip. So they drive on the left side of the road in Scotland, and I drove because I get car sick, inhaling up and reaching on out. I only got honked at twice, I think. One wasn't my fault. One was actually just a legitimate, the guy who didn't look where he was going. And the other one was I was kind of reading signs at a stoplight. There are not many stoplights in Scotland. And the ones that are there, this is what I love. Oh, Scotland, America, we have to do this. In Scotland, the lights turn red and you stop. And then as you're there, when they're getting ready to turn green, they turn yellow first and then green. It's amazing because it wakes people up. It's like Sarah Art. It's like, I think they do that in races, right? Where they're like, I don't know, we'll talk. Anyway, I loved it. It was amazing. Nice big inhale up. Let's take our first forward fold. Tuck the chin. Come on down to the forearms. Little rock side to side. Now, here's where you can rest. Knees, ankles, calves, block, or floor. I'm going to stick with the calves. And wiggle your toes. Unclench the feet. Nope. Wiggle your toes. Release your feet. Unclench the teeth. That's what I mean. Unwinding, nice big reach on up. Releasing the hands down to the hips, tucking the chin, and releasing shoulders. We're going to take a tilt of the ear over to one side. I did only get 5 flows in during our trip, and that is because there's a space issue, bowing the chin, and there's a weather issue in Scotland. Take the tilt of the ears over. There were only places to do yoga in Aberdeen, bowing the chin forward. And I could have done yoga outside, but it was drizzling. And Ullapool, I did yoga every day in Ullapool, bowing the chin forward. And I did yoga one other place. But we were running into issues. The weather, so it rains there a lot. Bowing the chin forward. We're going to do it one more time just because it feels really good. And next time I plan a trip, I'm going to accommodate my yoga practice. So that means changing the lodging plan. Bowing the chin forward, tracing the fingertips around the front of the body and slowly stacking cervical spine. We're going to change the placement of the legs if you're sitting in something other than staff pose. Little rock side to side. Nice big inhale up. Let's just cactus arm it and into a C curve. Squeeze back and down, and then round that back, reach out and forward. Inhaling up, take it back, and exhale. And then there was a mix-up with our hotel on the end of our trip because I planned on doing tracing the fingers down, coming into our forward fold yoga there as well. And that was a glitch on the hotel's part, which infuriated me, but unwind the body. Oh, nice big reach on up. Tracing the fingertips down, tucking the chin, drop the shoulders, tilt the ear over to one side. Slowly taking the bow and rocking the chin over. Release the chin down, trace the fingertips around the front of the body, slowly stack cervical spine. We're going to move to our hands and knees, and I like to pad my knees with a blanket, and I'm going to do that. I think it's going to be time to turn on the floor heat is what I think is going to happen. Talk to the beard about that because it is chilly in here. 2 fist widths on either side of the, put the knees on either side of the hands. And this is what I missed on our trip. I could not take a block. I could not figure out how to get it in the suitcase. I'm going to probably take a medium bag to Dallas for that process. Going to see the Poggle in a couple of weeks. Soften the elbows. Right, my fingertips can reach the side of my mat. So this is what I'd like to draw your attention to. This is something I learned on the trip. I bought a travel mat to take with me, and it's narrower and shorter. And I bought this mat, this black mat, years ago. I forgot that I bought it extra wide and extra long so that I could really have room to be on the mat. So it occurred to me when I was on this mat, because it's significantly narrower, I'll show you. When I placed my hands on that mat and extended my pinky, right, it was a completely different position. So soften the elbow. So I want you to think about, I'm going to change my cueing to line the joint, the first metatarsal, the joint of your thumb to the center of your shoulder, right? So think about that. It's wider. It's a wider position. And it might mean that the edge of your hand is at the edge of the mat. So inhaling at center, let's Chakravakasana bow it. Tuck the chin, take the forearms down, scoop the belly. Draw back into the fold. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists. So that's actually a benefit of traveling or doing yoga in a different configuration, because I got to figure out and learn that not all of us are on the same size of mat. So that's another factor, right, in your practice. And my black mat, this mat is a 5 millimeter, is it 5 or 6? It's thicker and it's heavier because obviously it's wider and longer. What the fuck, Lean? And so I didn't take it because I was concerned about packing and weight and carrying it. And it didn't, well, it actually did fit in the yoga mat bag. But then I didn't, that was a whole nother thing. So what the fuck, Lean? So now I have a spare mat, which I will take with me to Texas. I will do yoga. I will record yoga in Texas. And I need a new backpack to accommodate a yoga mat. All right, let's angry cat tuck it, or I'll just pack it. I don't know. Inhaling to flat back, let Chakravakasana bow it. Tuck the chin, take the forearms down, scoop the belly, draw back into the fold. A little rock side to side. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists. Make a fist with the thumb inside the fist and outside. Inhaling forward. What the fuck, lean. Let's do that 2 more times. You'll did yoga. Let's see. Jennifer C. joined me for yoga on all those attempts. She was very unhappy about being on camera. Angry cat tuck. So you should all reach out in the comments and say, hey, good to see another face. Inhaling forward. Tuck the toes and just hang here. We're just holding this stretch in the feet. We walked everywhere. That is what I love about it. And when Lil and I went to France, we walked everywhere as well. It's just, unless you go to a metropolitan city, you can't do that necessarily here. Flatten the toes and Chakravakasana bow. Tuck the chin, take the forearms down, scoop the belly, and draw back. Little rock, side to side. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists. Inhaling forward. What the fuck, lean. And what the fuck, lean. Oh, that's a brilliant stretch right there. Angry cat tuck. Flat back, tuck the toes, lean back just slightly. Come down to the forearms. We're rolling into the feet and just taking that stretch. So if you can adjust your feet to put the weight of the body in the balls of the feet rather in the toes, you might have to move your feet forward a little bit. And then move your feet back to come down to the knees, up to the hands, and Chakravakasana bow in. Tuck the chin, take the forearms down, scoop the belly, drop back into the fold, rock it side to side. Ooh, wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists. Inhaling forward. What the fuck, lean. You might be able to get a little more deeper. Yeah, so you might be able to get deeper into that lean. That's a better sentence. Oh. Angry cat tuck. Flat back, tuck the toes, press into the feet just a little bit more. Come down to the forearms, rock up into the balls of the feet. I'm going to make this adjustment to get a little more calf stretch. Lengthen the left leg straight out. And lengthen the right leg straight out. So shrug out of those shoulders. I want you to hollow the chest up, engage the core. Bring it down, come down to the mat. Come up to the hands, Chakravakasana bow. Tuck the chin, take the forearms down, scoop the belly, drop back into the fold, little rock side to side. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists. Inhaling forward, what the fuck, lean. What the fuck, lean. Angry cat tuck. Tuck the toes. Press back more deeply into the feet. Try to balance the ankles so that you're not swaying out or sinking in. Lower the forearms. We're rocking up into the feet. I'm going to step a little further forward. Soft bend in the knee. I'm pressed into the chest. So really engage that upper body. Right leg straight out. Left leg straight out. Okay, we're going to come to the knees. Come up to the hands. left leg, lift it right up. So I've got my toe gently pointed and I'm reaching to touch the ceiling. Rock and roll the ankle. Bring that down. Let's tuck the right leg up. Point the toe. Rotate the knee down toward the mat. Bring it down. Chakravarkasana bow. Tuck the chin, take the forearms down, scoop the belly. Draw back into the fold, rock and roll. Side to side, wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists, spread the fingers out nice and wide. Come on forward. What the fuck, lean. And what the fuck, lean. Angry cat tuck. Flat back, tuck the toes. We're taking that lean a little further into the feet. Lowering to the forearm, rocking up into the feet, step in a little bit. So I'm soft in the knee, I'm reaching my heels toward the mat, but notice my heels are not touching the ground because I'm keeping this softness in the knee. Left leg lift. And place it. Right leg lift. And place it. Coming on down. Coming up to the hands. So let's go right leg lift. And take it out to the 90 degrees. Out to the side. Sorry, I have all my tennis balls. Son 2 was Q was I think enjoying the yoga room a lot, which is great. I'm happy about it. Lift that leg up. Bring it down. Left leg lift. Rock and roll. Take that foot out. 90 degrees. Soften the knee. And lift that leg. Oh. Bring it down. Chakravarkasana bow. Tuck the chin. Take the forearms down. Scoop the belly. Draw back into the fold. Lean heavily to the right. Lean heavily to the left. Wiggle the fingers. Roll the wrists. Inhaling forward. What the fuck, lean. And what the fuck, lean. Angry cat tuck. Flat back, tuck the toes. Press into the feet. Lower the forearms. Rock it on up. Step in. Left leg lift. Big calf stretch on the right. Place the foot. Right leg lift. Bring it down. Come to the knees. Hands and knees. Left leg lift. Oh. Take it out. 90 degrees. Soften that knee. I'm leaning a little bit away from that ankle. Big adductor stretch here. All right, we're going to lean back, lean back, lean back. Yowza, lift. Take that toe back across the body. Come on down. Right leg's going to lift up. Point the toe toward the ceiling. Lengthen out to 90 degrees. Toes are pointed as far forward as you can. And now I'm going to take this stretch. Soften the knee. Lean into the heel. Lean into the heel. Coming on forward, take that right toe up. Oh, take the toe back across the body. Bring the knee in. We're going to tuck into heels. Now, there's a couple ways to do this. Let me adjust my pants first. Look at these beautiful yoga, high-waisted. Look at where they hit me, way up on my ribs. So then they roll down. All right. So a couple ways you can do this. I'm going to come to the heel. We're going to hero pose it. Is this Vajrasana? No, this is not Vajrasana. I can't remember what hero's pose is right now. So I have the flexibility in the knees, it's taken me a long time, and the top of my feet to do this. If you're feeling the pressure of your foot against the floor, grab another blanket and pad the tops of your feet. If you're feeling the torque in your knee, grab this block and come up, tailbone on the edge of the block. That's going to take that pressure and that torque. You could be even higher. You could come up to the tall end of the block and take a lot of room in those legs. Completely up to you, right? I'm coming down, but I'm working to keep my legs in parallel. And now I'm going to take my hands to the toes and lift up. Again, here's what I want you to do. If you're high on this block, modification, right? You're just going to come to the heels here, and you're going to rock those shoulders back, tuck the elbows, and lift that shoulder. So it's a big modification, okay? So I want you to listen to your body and then lift those hips. Press into the quads. And release on down. We're peeling off. I'm going to put my block back between my feet. Hands and knees. Chakravakasana bow. Tuck the chin. Take the forearms down. Scoop the belly. Draw back into the fold. Rock side to side. Wiggle the fingers. Roll the wrists. Make some fists. Inhaling forward. What the fuck, lean. And what the fuck, lean. Angry cat tuck. Hands and knees, tuck the toes, press back into the feet. Lower the forearms, roll up into the balls of the feet, step in a little bit. Soften the knees, reach those calves, or reach the heels towards the mat. Hollow the body up away from the mat. So shrug those shoulders, power up the chest and the upper back. Lift the left leg. Switch. Lift the right leg. And come on down. Come to the knees. Come up to hands and knees. Sorry, I had to think about it. Lift the left leg. Rock and roll the ankle. Take the foot out to the side. Soften that knee. Lean away from the inside of that leg. We're going to lengthen that leg up. Take it back across the body. Lengthen the leg and try to reach the toe toward the mat. Lift it up nice and high. And bring that knee down. Right leg, point it. Point the toe to the ceiling. Rock and roll the ankle. Take that toe back across the body. Oh, I did this backwards. Lengthen the leg. Tuck that leg down toward the floor. Lengthen it up. Come out to the side, 90 degrees. So I did that in the opposite direction, or in the wrong order. I'll say incorrect. It wasn't wrong. Lengthen that leg up. Bring it down. Okay, I'm coming to the heels. And we're going to place those hands on the mat or on the heels. Lift the hips. Big stretch through the quads here. Release on down. Coming forward, left leg, lengthen it out. It's going to come all the way around into our Ekapada. Press on the opposite hip. This heel is at under the knee or a little bit forward so that you can protect the knee joint. Lengthen the leg, soft bend in the knee, take your bow. Oh, I know, I forgot. My brain did stop a little bit, but that's okay. We'll put it on in the next round. Heel toe that foot around. All right. Whew. Lengthen that right leg. And now sweep it around. Work it forward. Really having to think about this flow today. That's okay. It's good for the brain. Lengthen the leg back, soft bend in the knee. Oh, I feel some frog in our future. And let's heel toe it back and around. Chakravarkasana bow, inhaling at center. Tuck the chin, take the forearms down, scoop the belly, draw back into the hips. I'm really having to think about this flow. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists. If you are having to think about this flow, I'll tell you why. Inhaling forward, what the fuck, lean. We're doing both sides at once. And typically, inhaling forward and lean. We do one side at a time, and then we do the other side. So I guess my brain needed a little challenge today to wake up. Angry cat tuck, shaking off the jet lag. Tuck the toes, press into the heels. So this is what we forgot last time. Roll up into the feet, step forward. Big calf stretch here. My feet are so cold. It's not right. Lengthen the leg up nice and high. I didn't even bring socks in here because I didn't think I needed them. Come on down. Hands and knees. Right, left leg up. Reach, 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 reach. Oh. Take the toe back across the body. Lengthen the leg and try to reach that foot down. Lengthen it around and take it to 90 degrees. Yeah, my body just wants to do it in that way. So that's what we're going to do. Lean back into the heel. We also forgot this one. And by we, I mean me. I'll take full responsibility for it. Lean forward. Lengthen that leg up. Bring it down. Right leg up. Take it back across the body. Reach that toe out and try to take that toe down to the floor. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling one side so differently than the other. Lengthen up. Take it out to 90 degrees. Big lean away from the inside of that leg. Soften that knee. Don't let it lock and come down for the bow. Inhaling forward. Lift that leg up. Oh. Bring down the knee. Okay, we're tucking into the heels or onto the block. This is Hero's Pose, a version of Hero's Pose. And I can't remember what it's called. Big quad stretch. Come on down. Come to hands and knees. Left leg's going to lift. And take it around. Press it into the hip. Ekapada Ustrasana. Take that pressure off of your thumbs. I'm on the tops of my knuckles here. Lengthen that leg, soft bend of the knee, take the bow. Holding there for just a little bit longer, feeling that hamstring. All right, let's heel toe it out. And then the right leg. Lengthen it up. Sweep it around. Press it into the opposite hip. Oh, feeling that left hip. Lengthen the leg, soft bend in the knee, and take your fold. All right, we're going to heel toe out and around. All right, I'm moving the block away. Tucking those knees out, tucking the toes in, dropping into the heels. So we're just going to take this high frog. I'm on the hands, pushing my hips back into the heels. Adductors, hip flexors, all the things right here. Did I mention how fucking cold it is in here? It's cold. We're in this weird transition period. Chilly, chilly mornings, warm afternoons. All right, let's come on forward. I'm going to bring a knee in. Bring the other knee in. Readjust hands underneath. Chakravarkasana bow. Tuck the chin. Take the forearms down. Scoop the belly. Draw back into the fold. Little wiggle side to side. Wiggle the fingers. Roll the wrists. Inhaling forward. Let's lean. And lean. Angry cat tuck. Flat back. Tuck the toes. And, or was that angry cat tuck? Oh well. Lower the forearms, come up to the feet, step in, calf stretch. Left leg, lift it nice and high. And bring it down. Right leg, lift it nice and high. And bring it down. Coming to the knees, coming up to the hands, left leg. Point the toe to the ceiling. Take it back across the body, lengthen that leg, and reach back towards the floor. Lift it up. Come out to 90 degrees. Lengthen the leg up. Bring it down. Right leg. Lift. Take it back across the body. Lengthen that leg up. Take it out to 90 degrees. Soften the knee. Lean back into the hip. Oh, I forgot that on the other side. All right, lengthen it up. Coming back to our modified heroes pose. Lift those quads, lift the hips. Release on down. Coming through to hands and knees. Left leg lifts. We're sweeping it around. Pressing into the opposite side. Lengthen the leg, soften the bow. I'm holding for a little bit longer here. Getting a big release from the hamstring. Flex the foot. All right, let's heel toe that one around. Left leg lift, or right leg lift, sorry. Sweep it around. Press into the opposite hip. Lengthen the leg, soften the bow. Soft knee in the bow, I suppose. Flex the foot. Oh. And release. Let's heel toe it around. All right. Big frog pose here. So my knees, take my knees nice and wide. I touch the toes. Rock the hips back into the heels. And I'm going to come down to my forearms. I fucking love yoga. I love fucking yoga. All of those things are true. Lean to one side. Yeah? Yeah. Rock to the other side. Oh. All right, coming on up to the hands. Bring a knee in. Bring the other knee in. Let's Chakravakasana bow it here. Tuck the chin. Take the forearms down. Scoop the belly. Draw back into the fold. Wiggle the fingers. Roll the wrists. Make some fists. Oh, take a lean in one to one side. Lean to the other. All right, let's walk it forward. We're going to come to seated. We're going to transition to our spine. I'm going to move my blanket out of the way. I'm actually going to put it down here and cover my feet up as we work because it is fucking cold in here. Take a sip of water. I'm going to add my layer. Making some adjustments. I'm going to add my layer. My feet are so cold. This was the worst time. Teachers, I'm feeling ya. This was literally the worst time of the year, I think. Even more so than, weather-wise, even worse than the winter. Because it was cold in the morning. And then by afternoon, it was blazing hot. And those kids were sweaty. And if you taught middle school, they were kind of smelly. Love you, middle schoolers, but you stink. And it was just crazy weather, right? Crazy weather. All right. Coming to our backs. Whew. Got my layer on because I'm chilly. Trying to put my snaps together in a way that are not uneven. Okay. I love snaps. Every shirt should be snapped, I think. I am definitely going to have the beard turn on the floor heat. Okay. Whew. Little rock side to side. Find the placement of your feet. Now my feet are covered with the mat, so you can't see them, but they're a decent amount away. I've got my arms in cactus pose here. I'm going to move my toes out to the edge of the mat. And take a windshield wiper sweep over to one side. Oh, yeah. Inhaling up and coming to the other side. Oh. Again. And one more time. All right, come on up. We're bringing our feet in. I'm going to tuck them a little close to the glutes. Toes, calves, knees, legs, floor. Or legs, sorry, not floor. Are all pressed together. And we're going to take our Baddha Konasana. So inhale, release, let those legs hang a little bit. Take a little rock side to side. The soles of the feet are pressing together. You can't see my feet right now because I'm under the blanket, which is not necessarily helping. Oh, I wonder if I could do that, and that would be better. Well, maybe, yeah. Except now they're sliding out. Bring those knees up. Work those feet out a little bit further away. Take a little rock side to side and release the knees. All right, there's a reason I don't do yoga on the blanket is because my feet slip. The cold air of the basement is radiating right up against my body here. I got to get this. Bring it on up. Warm those feet out a little bit further. Take a little rock side to side. Press the feet together and let the knees drop. You know what? I am so blessed and privileged to finally have a place to do yoga, a dedicated place to do yoga. So reframing. All right, bringing those knees up. Oh. I'm going to take the left hand over the top of the left knee. We're going to asymmetrically Apanasana it. So the heel is coming close to the glute. I'm in the length of my arm. Inhale to prepare. And then exhale, draw that knee toward the body. Push into the opposite leg. Or into the opposite foot. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, draw it in. And release. Okay, we're going to go to the right side. Fingertips tuck over the top of the knee. Inhale, draw it in, press into the left foot. Inhale, unwind. Exhale. Inhale, unwind. And draw it in. All right, both those knees are coming into the body. Give them a squeeze. Hands go out, hands go to the insides of the knees. Knees press out. Rock and roll the feet. I'm going to take the heels out away from the legs. So I've just got my hands, I'm holding onto the legs over the top of the quad. I'm just letting the weight of the legs stretch through those adductors. And let the heels relax. Draw the knees in. All right. I'm going to grab my strap. Taking the heel in right over just below the ball of the foot. Press the heel away from the hip. So we went to the Cairn Distillery in Abbeymoor. And it's right up against the Cairngorm Mountains National Park. And they had yoga mats behind the desk. And Jennifer C., God bless her, was being a much better marketer than I was. Asked them about yoga, what they were doing with the mats. And they said they did yoga. And she said, oh, Julia teaches yoga. And he said, what are your top 3 yoga positions? What are the top 3 best? And I said, well, that's a bullshit question. And he looked a little shocked. And I said, okay, well, first, I'm the fucking yoga company. All of the benefits and none of the bullshit. So that's a bullshit question. There aren't 3 best poses. I said, what are you trying to stretch? And he said, okay, what do you think is the best stretch for the hamstring? And I said, the best stretch for a hamstring is this. You're going to lay on your back and get a strap. And you're going to put that strap around the ball of your foot, just under the ball of your foot. You're going to press the heel away from the hip and keep a soft bend of your knee and dorsal flex your toes. Because, say it with me, yoga is not about getting your toes to your nose. It's about creating length in your leg from your hip to your heel. And I said, and then give me some tension against that leg. And you're going to be shocked to discover that you're not as flexible. You don't have as much flexibility in that hamstring as you thought you did. And I said, so that's what you get for free from the yoga company. I said, you check out the yoga channel, it's free, and you all should do the fucking yoga company yoga on your breaks in this beautiful building in the Cairn Distillery. It was a big open atrium with a tile floor. It was stunning. Slate. Oh. And yes, we are holding this for a little bit longer than is comfortable. Rock and roll that ankle, release it, and let's go to the other side. Press it on. Scooch that heel up. Push the other heel. This is why a strap is such a beautiful tool for you. Such a beautiful prop. It's not a weakness, right? It's not a cheat. It's about creating nice long length of leg. Maybe you're stretching your hamstring here and you just didn't know that you needed a little bit more room in that hamstring. Remember, I've been doing yoga since 1988 is when I started doing yoga. I stumbled upon it by accident. So how many years is that? I don't even know. I can't math right now. My brain is so relaxed, which is the ideal position to be in at the end of chill the fuck out yoga. Nice, lovely long hold here. Stretch, 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 stretch. And release it down. All right. Take those knees up and in. Feet on the floor. Right knee goes across, right foot across left knee. Externally rotate that leg. Oh. We are listening to Chill the Fuck Out playlist H today. I'll put it in the comments. On Spotify profile, the THEEFFING yoga. You can follow me on Instagram at EFFING yoga. Without the. Take the left ankle over the inside of the right knee and externally rotate. I'm on Facebook, EFFING Yoga Co, I think. I don't post very often because it's off my phone. It doesn't work. But I try to post about once a week. I had to give a shout out to the Coyote and Cara and Gavin. I think his name was Gavin at the Coyote. I did that. That was in Inverness. Squeeze those knees up, rock and roll. Take little rocks side to side. All right, we're moving into final relaxation, whatever that works for you. Legs extended, arms at your sides, palms up. This is full Shavasana. You can tuck a pillow underneath your knees. You can tuck a towel, rolled up towel, underneath the back of your neck. I want your head, the base of your neck, and the rest of your spine in alignment. That's why no pillow, to crane up underneath your head. I'm going to cover my feet with a blanket because they are freezing. And go feet on the floor, knees to the ceiling. You can rest your arms wherever you want. If you're gestating a human being, freely and completely on your own autonomous will, you've got access to reproductive rights and care. Lay on the side you're allowed to lay on. I can't remember which one. I think it's the left, but don't quote me on that. My baby is 28 years old. No, he's 27. He'll be 28. Will he be 28? No, he'll be 27. Sorry. Maths, as they say in the UK, which is actually really logical because there's so many. Collective noun. All right. Pulling that attention and awareness into the state and quality of your forehead. Notice the space around your eyes, in the jaw. Unclench the teeth. Relax the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Give me a little shake of the head. No. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists, shake those arms out, reach them out and away, and then relax them into the mat. Follow that attention and awareness from the base of the neck down through the spine and the shoulder blades. Rock and roll. Give me a little rock of the hips. Tuck the tailbone up. And now release the torso into the floor. Give me a little tension in the quads. Flex the feet, wiggle the toes, roll the ankles, and then relax the legs against the mat. We're going to move that attention and awareness into the state and quality of your thinking now. And I want you to silence all of those little things that might be trying to get your attention. We're going to anchor the silence into the breath and just be. Nothing to do, nowhere to go for the next few minutes. Pulling that attention and awareness back into the body. Spread it out. Let's take a deep inhale and a sighing exhale. If you're on your side or in another position, come to the back. We're going to wiggle fingers, roll the wrists, wiggle toes, roll the ankles, take the arms out to the sides and stretch them nice and wide. Bring the knee up. Give it a squeeze. Bring the other knee up. Give it a squeeze. And take a rock side to side, rolling from one hip, cross to the other. And then we're going to rock completely over to one side, resting for just a brief moment before we peel our upper body off the mat first. Oof. And come back into comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. It might not be the same as when we started. So, right, give yourself that relaxation. Not that relaxation, give yourself that option. Little shimmy of the shoulders, roll them back. Stack shoulders over ribs, ribs over hips. Taking a scan of the body, checking in, state and quality of the physical form. Noticing how you feel on this end of the practice. Moving that attention and awareness into the state and quality of your breathing, and feel how the body is moving with that breath now. And then moving your attention and awareness into the state and quality of your thinking, and check in. So depending on what you're doing next, right? Ideally, you're relaxing and totting off to bed. We want to anchor that silence and hold on to it. We're going to let those other things rest until tomorrow, right? If you're going to move through your day or doing something differently, you can just give yourself the room to pick 2 or 3 things that you might devote some attention to. Don't overwhelm yourself. Remember, we're in control of that, right? We're in this wonderful brain of ours. This wonderful, amazing thing is, it's ours. We give it a lot of autonomy and we let it have a lot of power. But let's remember, we're driving the bus, right? And then we're going to just release practice, blinking our eyes open, honoring our body for doing what we asked it to do today and all the hard work it does to get you from one end of the week to the other. Man, some days it's easy and some days it's not. And, we're all doing our best. And I want us all to be better. Grace and kindness, motherfuckers. I don't know how else to explain or what else to say. I will say this. Just popped into my head because I was talking about who's driving the bus. My grandmother, who has passed, the first time Trump won the election, my grandmother was a devoted Republican, right? She was definitely she was the silent generation, I suppose, right? She was a Depression child. And, and she was definitely the kind of person who would be saying, like, thanks, Obama, right? And then we went out for the Women's March. I went out to LA for the Women's March with Lori T, and we met with Lil, and a lot of my family. We were out marching in LA. And my grandmother, who was very concerned about our safety, but she said, you know what, if I were younger, I would go with you. Because, she kind of went on a rail against Obama, and she said, but this guy, he's going to drive, the bus is on fire, and he's going to drive it off the bridge. And you know what? From her 96-year-old lips, whew, ain't that the truth? Be kind to yourself. Find grace for others. I would invite you to open dialogue with, would you agree? I like that one. Would you agree that fascism is bad and that to devote time or put an anti-fascist idea on the terrorist list is a bad idea? Like, we're fighting fascism. Don't you think fighting fascism is a good idea? Can we agree on that? That might open up a conversation. I don't know. Gentleness, I guess. Gentleness. Do yoga. Do the fucking yoga. And fight fascism. Ciao.